Hello everyone, Dr. Mom here with a video on my house remodel project. Um, who am I? I'm Dr. Mom. I received my higher education leadership degree, doctorate degree in May, and my son-in-law just nicknamed me Dr. Mom, so it kind of stuck. So that's what I go by. What I'm doing today though is I have been flipping houses and remodeling for most of my adult life. So for years and years. When I was married, my husband and I, our first project is we took it was I think 100-year-old house. It was given to us if we moved it. This was in Minnesota, so we did move it. We bought some equipment and moved the house over to a new lot. And my husband was into crane work at the time, so he lifted it up with cranes and set it down. So we gutted that whole house. Latin plaster was horrible. But so off and on through the years, I've done different housing projects. We owned apartments for about 15 years, and then my husband passed away, so I sold the apartments. I didn't want to do apartments anymore. We had a pretty big house at the time. We had done a lot of remodeling on that as well. And so I sold that house, and now I bought this. That one was about 3,300 square feet. This one is about 17, so I didn't need that big of a house. So I bought this one, and now I'm remodeling it. The difference is I'm doing a lot of the work this time by myself, and I don't think I realized how hard some things are until I was by myself. And let me just explain something like plumbing. I'm not good at plumbing, so there's some things that I'll pay for. Plumbing's one of them, because I've tried to do plumbing and I can get it apart okay, but then I put it back together and it leaks. It's not a good thing. So I do have a plumber, and I had a lot of contractors from owning the apartments, and my husband did a lot of the work. So I didn't think about small things until I was completely on my own. Another thing that other people may think is nothing, for me was kind of tough. Hanging a picture on the wall. I think because these walls were plaster, so I made several holes. It wasn't good. My husband used to do all that, right? So I'm just kind of doing these remodel videos. So I got into making videos because I was going through a transition in my life. I was tired of the job I was in. I wanted something different. And so I took a challenge, did 100 videos in 100 days, which I just finished. And then I found out I love it. I love doing this. And so I started thinking about it. I'm like, if I'm alone and I'm having difficulties with certain areas of the remodel, because let's face it, when you're single, you're on a budget, you can't always afford to call subcontractors in to do the work. If I had an unlimited budget, I probably would, but I don't. So I'm on, and you we all know how expensive things are. So when I got in this house, one of the first things that I did, well, not one of the first thing I did, it's a cute little neighborhood. So we used to do sandblasting and painting, so I know how to paint really well. I owned a paint gun, so I had to paint the outside of my house, and that was pretty easy for me. I knew what I was doing. I got it painted within a day or so. It was fast, right? I wanted to look, the neighborhood is so cute. I didn't want to be a person who was sort of looked like a sore thumb in the neighborhood. So that was the first thing I did. I did paint the rest of the house, you know, modernized it. One of the things that really bothered me though was the kitchen. So it's, like I said, 1,700 square feet. It is kind of roomy though. I mean, really, it's got 3 bedrooms and 1 big family room downstairs, 2 bathrooms. So it's a fairly good size. However, the kitchen, not so much. So when I first got here, the kitchen was comprised of, I'm going to say, I don't know, I'm terrible with measurements. It's not real wide, but it's more longer. And they had 2 walls inside. And I'll show you. I'm going to show you. But it was so silly. It just had this little bitty area where I guess you could have a dining room, but it was probably, I don't know, 10 by 10. Had 2 walls there, and it was so enclosed. And you know how modern we are as far as wanting an open area. When you walk in, you want to be able to look, you know, just to open up the whole area, right? So the first thing I did, because I had been watching Fixer Uppers shows for quite a long time, is I thought, oh, it'll be easy, just knock out those walls. That was about 3 years ago. Knocking the walls out was fairly easy, although it was really messy. I would advise having a respirator as well, because it's dirty. It's dirty, messy, you're breathing stuff. Who knows what's in there, right? So I did all that fairly quick. But then, and when I did that, a few of the cabinets were on one of the walls that I brought down. So I did have to take some of the cabinets out, and there wasn't very many to begin with. So long story short, I've been living without many cabinets for a few years now. Sort of a makeshift type operation. And I also took out a lot of, I was going to redo, this is hardwood floors. I did an attempt of sanding down the hardwood floors and redoing them myself. Rented a big machine. It was more work than I realized. It's messier than you can ever realize. So I got that done. I put on some new finish, and I wasn't super happy with the looks. But then one thing I think is kind of a little bit funny. So, you know how Joanna Gaines goes in these houses and finds shiplap behind the walls? Well, I thought, well, this is the 1940s. I'm going to find some shiplap. So I knocked some holes in my sheetrock to look, and guess what I found? No shiplap and no insulation. So there's another project for another day. I'm gonna have to, and then I don't have insulation in the ceiling. I don't know how, but my utilities are not very much here though. Thank goodness, because I can, you know, it gets a little bit cold here. I can feel it when the wind is blowing pretty good. It doesn't stay real warm in the living room because it's an open area in the kitchen, especially now that I took 2 walls out. So there's another thing I need to do. But so I ended up, I was hoping that so they had sort of a 70s tile, the heavy tile they used to use in the kitchen. And so I went through, and I'm telling you, that was a ton of work. I went through and rented it's kind of a chisel gun. I rented that, took all of that out, and that was really super messy, and it was really hard to do. So I ended up getting all of the tile out, and then I found out that the wood underneath was not the same as the hardwood in the living room. So it sort of went, instead of going the same direction, it went a different direction. It was like a subfloor type. Okay, the kitty's wanting to get up here and talk to everyone. It was sort of a subfloor, and so long story short, I decided I was going to go with more of a modern plank flooring. And so that's where I'm kind of at. So and I have other videos on here that I was doing on Facebook when I was doing my lives, but this is kind of an intro to my house project, my house remodel. I want others, one, I guess I could say, is that it's not as easy as you might think. When you come to some projects, and especially if you've gone through divorce, or you're a widower, I guess either way, it's not as easy as you might think to do small things, projects, and so it's a little stressful. So if you know anybody like that, you might offer to help them. I don't know. I'm hoping this can help others know that they can probably maybe do it themselves. I've always been sort of a tomboy, but there's still some things, and I didn't ever do things like plank flooring. I have never done any kind of construction. My dad and my grandpa, we had entrepreneurs running our family. My dad was always doing woodwork. He showed me how to reload bullets and all those things, shoot weapons, and have a great respect for him. And so I kind of knew some things, but when it comes to remodeling kitchens and putting flooring down, I didn't know anything about. And then my other project I'm working on right now is, I went out the other day, my garage door, automatic garage door, was catching kind of on the side, and I guess I didn't realize that it would break a piece off. So I went out one day and it wouldn't open anymore, and it's because a piece, and I'm going to say, it's the piece that hooks onto the garage door, that I'm going to call it the arm, hooks onto the arm and actually opens it back and forth. So I don't know, sometimes things like that are overwhelming because I'm in the middle of doing this other project. And honestly, I got bids on having someone else do the kitchen, but it's expensive. So I had Lowe's draw it up, and it was $10,000 just for the cabinets. That's without install. And I can barely afford that. So that's what I'm going to be doing the cabinets. And then even the flooring was, I think it was $2,500. I bought a little bit more expensive plank flooring. I wanted the backing on it, life-proof, waterproof, and I do love it. It took me, though, oh my goodness. I did one room down in the basement thing. I'm glad I started there, because it's a steep learning curve. You'd think that it'd go together like a puzzle. That's not true. You have to have a mallet, and it's not as easy as you think, and then you really need the right tools. So make sure, there's 1,000 YouTube videos. Watch them and listen to them. They'll tell you what not to do and where to start in the room and all those things. So and I hope you'll look at my other videos, because I did those as I was working on the flooring. The first room downstairs I started on was very, very frustrating. It's harder than you might think. If it means anything, the one day I was doing it, I got 10,000 steps in. So you're up and down on the floor, up again, pounding to try and get everything to fit. A lot of measuring. it's quite a bit of work, but it can be done. You can do it, but there is a learning curve. You need to learn sort of how to do it. And so that's what I've been doing too. Now the kitchen, I had Lowe's sort of drop a plan for me. You know, it would have been, I'm going to say it probably would have been, if I would have had them do, I went through Home Depot on the plank flooring. They wanted $8,000 to do the whole thing with materials. I can't, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. So I spent $2,500. I still have to do, I saved the living room and the kitchen for last because I want to get the cabinets in, and then which makes sense, right? And then I'll put the rest of the flooring in, which I can hardly wait. It's beautiful flooring. It's kind of a rustic color to it. So I ordered my cabinets back in December. It took a couple months to come in, but they did come in the other day. So the drivers that delivered my cabinets will put them in your garage. I had like 33 cabinets in this little kitchen. I'm going to show you though. It's pretty exciting. Now remember, I am setting it up so I can flip it again because I don't know. I might not move right away, but probably eventually I may flip it, reinvest in another property and do it again. I really like flipping houses. I find it pretty exciting. You can make, and the market here is phenomenal. So it's already gone up about 50,000 since I bought this one. So of course you want to find one that you can buy low and then put money into, right? I also learned how to put in an exhaust fan. I switched from electric stove to a gas stove, and I had my plumber do all of that. I didn't do that myself. But I did wire for it. I did the wiring, I put the fan in, and I've gotten pretty good at that. Just be very careful. Make sure, I just shut off the power to the whole house. I just felt like that would be way better. So the cabinets came in. I asked them, I didn't want them to put them in the garage because they told me it was probably at least 80 pounds and that I would need someone to help me bring them in the house. I wanted them to bring them to the door because I thought if I put them in the garage, then I'm lifting twice, right? And that's a lot of 33 that's a lot. I felt like it was going to be exhausting. So, and I work full time right now. I work at a university, so, you know, I don't have time to do all that. I am going to go into motivational speaking, coaching type in about another month. But for now, I work a full-time job. So I just asked them to bring it to my front door. So they will, but they won't come in the house because of, you know, the coronavirus. That's why. And so I lucked out. I had a neighbor that was home and he called a couple guys. I don't see how I would have done it. Like if I decide to do something, I would have done it, but oh boy, I think it would have been exhausting because some of the cabinets were, oh my goodness, the ones, ooh, I don't know, I'm gonna say at least 8 feet high. I'm not sure, but it seems like about that. And there was 3 like that, and I'm gonna say they're every bit as 90 pounds or so. And I had 3 lazy Susans. I know. I'm trying to stuff as much, I'll show you though, as much in this kitchen cabinet wise as I can. And you'll see why. I think whoever comes after me is gonna really love it. So, those were heavy. I don't know if I would have been struggling, which isn't good because I might have damaged the cabinets too. So I want to do this today as an intro for my home remodel projects. And just like even today, I had to go get that garage door. I think they call it a sleeve. I'm not sure. See, I'm not familiar with all the terms. I've gotten better at using power drills and things like that, but I'm telling you, I had no idea what anything was. Table saw still kind of scares me. I kind of want a miter saw because I think it would. Table saw, sometimes when you put the wood through it, jumps back at you. It scares me. Miter saw I think I would be more comfortable with because you just pull it down over the top. So I think I'm going to invest in that. I just bought a level. I do have my son coming over and daughter-in-law on tomorrow to help me install the top cabinets. But I did get a level, a laser level measure, and I already had a tripod for my filming videos, so it fit on nicely. I thought that was kind of a neat thing. So I have that ready to go. I don't know how to use it, but I have been Googling how to put the top cabinets on. And I talked to my son. He kind of filled me in on it. So that'll be tomorrow. But today I just want to go over it and kind of show you everything that I'm doing. And then tomorrow I'll show you. I'm still emptying out the room, so you really need to get the room completely empty. The only thing I won't pull out right now is my kitchen sink, because honestly, I don't want to go without one. I won't be ready to put the bottom cabinets in yet, and I don't want to go without a kitchen sink very long. So I'm trying to keep that to a minimum. I'll do that one probably at the last minute. I did get a farm sink, the stainless steel kind, so I had to have a special cabinet built for that, and I'll show it to you. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going into, it's pretty exciting though. I've been waiting 3 years to put the cabinets in, and it's because I'm on a budget. I mean, I can't afford to have someone come in and do it for me. I would love to, but it's just not the case. So I don't know. Hopefully this helps someone else. Maybe, I hope so. I hope you'll subscribe to my page and hit the like button. I think if you hit the bell, it'll let you know when I do live videos. I'm new at it. I've been doing it 100 days so far. I've got a lot to go, but I'll just keep getting better and better and trying to help others. Or even if you see this and you think, oh, I have somebody who just went through divorce, or I have somebody who just lost their husband or their wife. Maybe they need help. I wasn't somebody who asked. I'm not going to ask. I just wasn't. But to say it was easy, I'd be lying. It was difficult, and there was things, especially right after my husband passed away, when I was in the first year and in shock, really, there were small things that I would just burst into tears about because I didn't know. It was so frustrating because I didn't know how to do small things. Putting a frame in a wall. I mean, putting a picture up on a wall. I think it was plaster and it wouldn't go on, and just things like that that are very frustrating that you don't think about until you're in the middle of it. And on that note, appreciate, if you are still married, appreciate that spouse, right? Man or wife or husband, because I'll tell you, you'll notice when they're not there anymore. So this is my journey. It's been a mixture of different things, but I'm doing super well, and a lot of it is the videos I've been doing. I really have enjoyed it, and I'm going to go ahead now, and I want to take you through the house so you can see what I'm doing, sort of before and after picture. right? So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the house. Okay, first thing I want you to see, I don't know, maybe I can't. Okay, well, I thought I might be able to flip this around, but I don't know. I guess you can on a video. So this is my laser level that I got. And I'm real excited to use it because it looks way easier than, you know, using an actual level that I'm not the best at. I'm not the best or have the most patience with screws and putting stuff in walls and patience and things. So I'm just going to show you, I think you can see it. It won't flip around, but this is the flooring I have been working on. Hopefully you can see it. This is I wanted to finish these rooms before I started on, honestly, before I got the cabinets in, so that I knew what I was doing once I did get the cabinets in, and save the kitchen and the living room for last. So, okay, here's my living room. It's complete shambles right now, but see, that's the really tall one right up there. Let's see. Gosh, it's hard to, right there is one of the tall ones. I have 3 like that. And the Lazy Susans are here. I'm just going to show you pretty much all the cabinets, and they're everything that I had to bring in. Crazy. And then here's the flooring that I still have to put in. Okay, so this is my kitchen. I don't even know what you can see. So I put that fan in. I just love it. That was super easy, by the way. This is where I took there was a wall right there. You can probably see the stud. And then another one right here. And so it just, it opened up so much. Like it opened up even from this area going in. It's just a way open room. I moved the fridge there. It was just the best place for it, and I may have to eventually put sheetrock where those cabinets are, but for now that's going to be it. This is the stove that I switched over, and I put that overhead vent in. This is my sink. I still have to pull some of this out of here. But there will be cabinets this whole way around, and one tall one right here as well. And then my microwave will go right here. And then I'll have a cabinet up above that. So lots of cabinets. It's going to be pretty exciting. These cabinets are very, very nice. I would recommend them. They weren't super expensive. Well, I don't know how to say this. So there's 3 different levels. I went with the second quality. There's one more that were way more expensive, but as you can see, they're soft close. Oh, sorry, I better not do that one. This one, and then they're soft close. I almost didn't go with that, but I would advise it. They're pretty cool. This is what is going to show you right here. This is for the garage door, okay? And even this, I'm going to be honest, even this was frustrating. So I went to Home Depot. This silver one was the first piece I pulled off the door. It was broke. You can see right here it was broke. So I went to Home Depot. I brought the part in. I should have took a picture of what kind of door opener it was. They don't have anything like that in there, they said. That's frustrating because I don't know what I'm doing either, but they didn't have the part. So I went over just happened that a garage door opener person heard me talking about it. So I went over to them. They didn't have the part in stock, so I've been waiting a week probably, waiting for them to get it in. They never did, so I went to another one. So they had this one. It's a little bit different. It seems more steady, like it's thicker, but it's adjustable because this is, I think, 20 inches or 21 inches. What I don't understand, you know, this is the frustrating part. It's frustrating. Maybe men are frustrated too, but this screw right here, you know, this went through here to hook it onto the garage. It doesn't fit. And I can see that it doesn't fit here either because it looks like they drilled to get it to fit. I don't understand. Why doesn't it fit? You know, it's got these holes it fits, but I need it, so I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out, I guess. I know they have those round files, so I need it to fit, but I might just have to file it to get it in there. Maybe not too much. But see what I mean? It's, I don't know. Those things frustrate me. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you outside and show you where it's going to go on my outside. Ooh, this is all my boxes. Ooh-wee. All my boxes, and we got plenty of snow out here too, which is pretty fun. We haven't had a lot of snow this year, so we're happy. I'm happy because the local ski areas can open finally, you know, and have good skiing. So this is kind of what I've got to replace. It's a tiny garage, but right up there, so it looks like a genie. When I came out, that was off, and that attaches to this right over here. So anyway, I don't know. Things like that are a little frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. I do get a little frustrated with it, but what I've learned to do is just breathe and not get upset, because you gotta just take your time. And usually if you get too frustrated, you just wait, it seems to come a little bit easier. So just like with that part, I was frustrated, but then as I waited, then I found the part. So I think that part's gonna work. I haven't done it yet. I think I'm gonna wait because I don't want to get frustrated. So this is my farm sink. I don't think I see it. And this is the flooring that I took the tile out in. So as you can see, it's not in great shape. I was gonna try and redo it, but this other flooring I love it. It's waterproof and super, super great. So I'm just gonna put that flooring down, and what I really like about it is it's not gonna ruin the hardwood underneath, you know, in the living room. So if someone comes along and they want to preserve it, it's still okay. Because it's an okay shape, but honestly, the color is not super modern. And one thing I noticed when I sold my other house, my big house, is that people are looking for modern. So what I was told is when you're putting it up for sale, you don't want to have personal items in it. They want to be able to see themselves in it. And so for sure you got to modernize. I feel like you need to modernize it. And gray colors are just kind of in for flooring and stuff. So so I got all white cabinets. I really wanted to do the bottom ones in this real pretty kind of a greenish blue color that I have on my wall already, but it was twice the price. And so I thought, you know, if I don't sell it right away and I want to go with that, I can paint it myself. But I think the white's going to be beautiful, and people like that. And then what I've got picked out is a black, I believe it's a granite, and it's got veins of some green running through it, some of that pretty green. So I'm pretty excited. I'll go ahead and film tomorrow so that everyone, ouch, everyone can see. My cat just jumped and grabbed my leg. Ow. Everyone can see the progress and the laser, how the laser works and things like that. So that's about all I have today. And I hope all of you have a super weekend, and much love to everyone. Bye.